Oh my, look what we just found. This big O stands 11 foot 8 inches and weighs about 13,000 pounds, made of concrete. And it is one of a group of letters that spell out California. And for those of you who know, these letters were in front of Disney California Adventure for 10 years. They're now in Cal Expo here in Sacramento. All right, welcome back to California Unearthed. Like I said, we're in Sacramento at Cal Expo. That's where these letters now sit. These are from, like I said, Disney's California Adventure. They sat there for 10 years and were donated by Disney to the California State Fair. I believe the name of the group is Friends of the California State Fair. And so, like I said, they were donated in 2012. 2013, they were erected here at the entrance of Cal Expo. They are 11 feet 8 inches tall and weigh anywhere from 5 to 13,000 pounds. I know that the O is the heaviest, weighing 13,000 pounds. Those is all made of concrete, and I believe tiles are in the front. And if you remember or seen these at California Adventure, at Christmas time they would have the candy cane, red and white stripes and things like that. This is not the only Disney related thing here at Cal Expo. They also have one of only 2 monorails here in California. The first one obviously being at Disneyland, and the second being here at the California State Fair, Cal Expo. The monorail was put in 1968 when the fair started here at Cal Expo. I'll explain a little bit more about that here in a minute, but that monorail has been here since 1968. It only runs during the State Fair, which I believe is going to be here in 2 days. One other pretty cool thing is these letters were dedicated on July 10th, like I said, 2013, which is to the day 6 years ago today. It just happens to work out that way that we're here on the exact day, which is kind of funny. So we're going to kind of go around here a little bit. I'll explain a little bit of Cal Expo history and have a little fun here. So we're going to get a few more pictures, and there is a plaque down here I want to show you guys. We're going to walk down and we'll film it and have Sam tell you what it says.
Welcome to California, generously donated by the Disneyland Resort. The membership of Friends of California State Fair extends its thanks to everyone at Disney for donating the iconic California letters previously located in the Esplanade at the Disney California Adventure Park entrance in Anaheim. The letters were popular with millions of Disneyland Resort guests over the past decade, and Cal Expo is honored to continue their legacy in celebration of our magnificent state.
It's kind of funny that we are enthralled with a bunch of concrete letters, but for people like myself who grew up in Southern California and grew up with Disney and Disney Corporation, these letters mean something to us. Sam was just a little girl when these letters were first put up at California Adventure. She has memories of these.
Yes. I was probably 7 when we went to California Adventure at Disneyland and everything. And I went back recently and I didn't know that they had moved them. And I was so sad. I was like, I don't know where they went. I don't know where they put them. But then he told me that they were here at Cal Expo, so it's kind of cool to come back and get to see them. I was really upset when I thought they got rid of them.
Well, and the funny thing is, I didn't know where they went either. And actually, I saw an episode of Randomland on YouTube with Justin Scard, and Justin Scard had come up here with his girlfriend here recently, and did a video with the letters on, oh hey, they're right there in Sacramento, they're not far from where we live. We have to go to Sacramento anyway, let's go do a vlog. So that's why we're here. We're gonna go over to a little spot where the music's not playing, and I'll give you a little bit of Cal Expo history, which is kind of cool as well. So a little bit of history on Cal Expo and the California State Fair. California State Fair started in 1854, so when these letters were erected in 2013, it was the 160th anniversary of the State Fair, believe it or not. It wasn't called a State Fair, it was called an exposition. That's why it is on Exposition Boulevard, and Expo, obviously Exposition, Cal Expo, is now called a State Fair. It started in 1854, like I said, and when travel was not as easy as it is nowadays back then, the State Fair kind of moved around. It went from San Francisco, San Jose, Monterey, and then finally here to Sacramento. And in 1859, the state bought property just out of downtown. It was called Capitol Park. It was a 6-block area. And obviously, it grew out of that area pretty quickly. It was there for about 50 years. In 1909, the state bought 80 acres off of Stockton Boulevard. And like I said, 1909, it wasn't until 1937 when they had to expand once again and bought another 75 acres in that area to make it 155 acres for the state park off of Stockton Boulevard. 1942 to 1947, the State Fair didn't exist due to World War II, and the property was used by the U.S. military for the war effort. So in 1948, the fair started up once again, but also in 1948, the state bought 900 acres here on the American River, which you see behind me. Cal Expo is not 900 acres. Cal Expo only encompasses 350 acres of that 900 original acres that the state had purchased here in 1948. But the state fair ran on the Stockton Boulevard property up until 1967. And the reason why was because when they bought this 900 acres of undeveloped land in 1948, there was a clause that funding would not kick in for construction until 1963. So in 1967, construction started on this Cal Expo property. So 1968 was the first fair here on Cal Expo property, and like I said, up until 67, it was still being ran on the Stockton property. Now, a pretty cool little fact on the Stockton property, when the fair wasn't being ran on the property, the California Highway Patrol was using that as training facilities up until they got their own academy built in 1976. So that was kind of a cool little fact that I found on that one. But like I said, 1968 was the first fair. It was Governor Ronald Reagan who put this all together in 67, 68. And from 1968 till now, like I said, it's been ran here on this property. 350 acres of the original 900 acres is what this fair now encompasses. It's not just the state fair, they have a racetrack here as well. They also have an amphitheater where major names come to play. I saw Aerosmith here back in the 1990s. Led Zeppelin's played here. Billy Joel, a lot of big names have played here at Cal Expo. They also have a water park, which you probably can see behind me, Raging Waters. A water park has been here for many, many, many years. And there's a little bit of information I got. They, at one point, said they were going to build a theme park here, which obviously never happened except for the water park behind me. Kids are having fun, screaming kids. So these Disney letters make a lot of sense sitting here in Sacramento. at this Cal Expo property. This is a perfect place for them. I'm glad to see that they survived. I'm happy to be here and happy to see them still around, and that Disney didn't just destroy them, that Disney actually donated them to a good cause, which is here in Sacramento. And like I said before, it's not the only link to Disney that this property has. The monorail system that was put here in 1967 is also the other link, is one of 2 monorails here in California. Other one obviously being Disneyland. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this short little trip in the Cal Expo. I definitely enjoyed it. We're having fun taking some pictures with the letters once again. Like Sam said, first time she saw them when she was 7, we went back to Disney, they weren't there. We're like, oh, come on, where'd they go? We found them. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. We'll see you on the next one.